Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to provide a message to the UNIDIR Outer Space Security Conference. The theme of this session is quite appropriate given the current state of deliberations and negotiations within the United Nations. Building common understanding is often the first step towards the development of durable mechanisms to ensure security. I believe that the work that has been initiated this year in Geneva through the Open-Ended Working Group has successfully taken those initial steps. Given the state of the world, from climate change to the war against Ukraine, progress to reduce and eliminate strategic risks have never been more urgent. As Secretary General Guterres has warned, developments in technology are enabling new weapon technologies with dangerous applications. They have the potential to open a new battlefield or to start a new arms race. While no armed conflict has been waged in or from outer space, warring trends leading us towards that outcome continue to accelerate. Security policies and doctrines that foresee and plan for conflict in space have been a cause for alarm. We have already witnessed the deployment of ground-based systems with dedicated anti-satellite missions, including missiles as well as disruptive means. Some states have accused others of already deploying in orbit what they consider to be space objects with anti-satellite functions. We see more examples of interactions involving military spacecraft with satellites owned and operated by others. In particular, uncoordinated and non-consensual close approaches can be a source of insecurity and tension. The lack of restraints on such activities could be in itself a driver for states to seek to develop counter-space capabilities. Many actors are testing and demonstrating various dual-use capabilities that could bring tremendous benefits if used in an appropriate manner. Many of these same capabilities can, however, exacerbate risks and tensions if they are deployed in an environment without clear and internationally agreed rules and principles. Given the nature of the space environments and its uses, security risks and threats have impacts far beyond the owner of an affected satellite of the country of registration. Luckily, we already have many tools for promoting understanding when it comes to building common security in outer space. A primary purpose of transparency and confidence-building measures is to increase understanding. The 2013 report of the group of governmental experts remains highly relevant, and more action is required to promote its implementation. In particular, facilitating exchanges of informational national space security doctrines and policies on major military outer space expenditure are low-hanging fruit that could provide significant benefits. The establishment of an online repository for such information is one practical and low-cost step I urge states to consider. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the report of the UN Secretary General pursuant to Resolution 75/36 and the current Open-Ended Working Group have provided a platform for states to share their threat perceptions. These exchanges in themselves help reduce misunderstanding and misperception. Unilateral commitments, such as not to conduct destructive direct ascent anti-satellite missile tests, add tremendous value as they are clear, independently verifiable, and can reduce misunderstanding. Other types of political commitments, such as those related to the non-first placement of weapons outer space, also add value by signaling the intent of states on the behaviors they regard as harmful. So far, I have referred only to the role of states. Private actors, industry, academia, and civil society can also contribute directly to promoting common understanding and security in outer space. One concrete example is the technical and operations and standards development by the Consortium for Execution of Rendezvous and Servicing Operations. In his report entitled Our Common Agenda, the Secretary General observed that, and I quote, "Developments in outer space are posing new risks to security, safety, and sustainability. Increasing congestion and competition in outer space could imperil access and use by succeeding generations. Our governance and regulatory regimes require updating in line with this new era to preserve outer space as a global common." End of quote. This is why the Secretary General intends to convene a multi-stakeholder dialogue on outer space as part of the Summit of the Future in 2024. The purpose of this dialogue is not to replace the executive decision-making roles that states must play in shaping the future of international governance. It is rather an opportunity to elevate international agreements to a higher political level and to instill a sense of urgency in existing work streams. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in concluding, I wish to emphasize that many of the most prominent and beneficial developments in the space domain are driven by actors in the private sector. Indeed, private actors now own and operate the majority of functional satellites. Satellite services are found everywhere in everyday life. They are also key to many sectors, such as agriculture, disaster monitoring, air travel, and humanitarian action. To be effective, the design and implementation of new norms, including those related to the non-weaponization and non-use of force in outer space, require the support, active engagement, and participation of stakeholders at all levels. Conferences like this one play a vital role. I hope this spirit of inclusive and multi-stakeholder dialogue on outer space security will also be carried forward in our intergovernmental bodies. I thank you very much for your attention.